Welcome back. In your Saturday morning, Broadway and beyond, The Merchant of Venice is being reimagined as a new off-Broadway play.
We are just about ready to go live, so give us a few seconds just to get everything tucked up as we prepare to go live. Is everyone ready?
Nightclub environment, bringing Shakespeare's festival setting for the play into our modern world. Will love, justice, and order prevail? Joining us now is director Igor Goliak and actor T.R. Knight, starring as Antonio. Welcome. Thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Igor, I wanted to start with you because your background is really relevant here when we talk about this play in particular, which was written by William Shakespeare in the 1500s and has what many call anti-Semitic concepts. Tell us a little bit about your background and how that sort of factors into this adaptation.
Sure. So I was born in Kiev, Ukraine, and I grew up there, and I remember finding out that I was Jewish at around age 8. So I remember very clearly that my father was shaving in the bathroom, and I was in the hallway, and he just looks over and says, "By the way, you're Jewish." And so I'm still trying to figure out what that means. And the reason for us being refugees from the former Soviet Union, our family, is the idea, is the feeling of hate that lives in people, othering of people, and this is what we're trying to explore with The Merchant of Venice.
Wow. So I have to ask you, TR, was it Igor's background, the story he's telling, his attachment to the project that drew you in, or were you drawn to the concept of this reimagination of this play?
Just by seeing his work. They did, Igor and the group did our class. Just right before this, they just recently closed. So it's most of the same company in this. And I was, it's hard to describe. Our class, the play that Igor directed, it was that combination of being incredibly thrilling and being just completely devastated by at the same time. So, yeah, so when I was asked, you know, when you see something like that and you're so affected by it, and it stays with you, which still stays with me now, you jump at the chance to do this play, and it's such an amazing cast, and it's and our designers and stage management team.
Speaking of which, designers, I have to ask Igor about the staging. I mean, why a nightclub setting of all things?
Yeah, it's a late night show. Late night show. So the idea behind that was how does it was initially written and performed as a comedy where good defeats evil, and evil in this case, and evil with time changes, right? And evil in this case being a Jewish villain. And so we are trying to see what that looks like today and translate it into today's world, where we feel close to this comedy. We feel close to, we understand what this comedy is, and maybe we give in to the comedy, and we sometimes don't understand how hate overtakes us.
So, late night show, I'm now realizing why you said, what did you say, right before we came up, life imitates art. So is it weird being here on a real set doing it, even though it's not a late night show?
Well, it's just great because before you start, you know, you have the countdown and you're waiting before you go live, and so
these are things that you're...
So it's just a little research, extra research.
Yeah.
For us.
You're taking notes,
Because part of the joy of this is setting up the devastation with a lot of, you know, and so there's just a lot of cacophony, as you guys all know, that can happen. So you're trying to be as calm as possible on air and do your work, but the backstage can get a little crazy, right?
Yeah. So you were taking in all that information for data, right?
Yes, yes, exactly.
Wonderful.
It's very helpful. We're in tech, so it's all very helpful to us. So thank you.
Well, thank you both so much for being with us. Really fascinating, and Igor, given your background as well, is just especially resonant, it would seem, at these times that we're living in. Thank you so much.
Great to have you both here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The Merchant of Venice begins its off-Broadway run on the 22nd. Tickets are on sale now. We'll be right back.